I am looking forward to getting into this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not our first rodeo with Writer's Tears.
Right.
My first experience with it was at your birthday party when was it Matt that gave it to you? Kyle that gave it to you? Okay. Why did I say Matt? Oh, I was thinking Sherwin-Williams. One of my Sherwin-Williams reps is named Matt, and I had to get a hold of him earlier.
And there are several Writer's Tears offerings.
Right. I've seen people posting those on the I think whiskey, the Whiskey Guild.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. But I mean, we're not talking about the Whiskey Guild right now. We're talking about Writer's Tears. More specifically, the Marsla Cask.
That's right.
And this is fucking delicious. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into this. What do you say we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it! Welcome, dear listener, to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the table from me is Mr. Writer's Tears Marsla Cask himself, W2.
Hello.
Definitely excited about this one, as I said there in the little preview, teaser, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for listening on your favorite podcast app of choice, and hitting subscribe on YouTube. We've been having a lot of fun with this. We're almost at the 1 year mark, and it feels like we're finally hitting our stride, and we're really starting to kick names and take ass. So definitely keep checking us out and following along. And thanks for stopping by the Savor the Burn website, checking out the shop and getting a few things from our affiliate links on the Amazon links. And we've only had one person take advantage of the Flavier subscription, but it is kind of pricey.
Yeah.
So I totally don't blame the average listener who's not fully fucking jazzed on whiskeys and bourbons and scotches, for running out there and putting down the money on that. Hopefully you guys had a good time checking out all of our shorts and reels from last month's advent calendar from Flavier.
That was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially right
Whiskey
at the beginning.
every day for a month.
Especially right at the beginning when we thought we knew what we wanted to do and we knew how we were going to do it, and then we got into it like, shit, how do we go from like a 4-minute video down to a minute with the intro and outro?
And why did it not occur to us that on a typical evening we spend 4+ hours down here,
right, and
that distills down to a couple hours at best? Usually 35 to 45 minutes times 2, in some cases times 3. But those YouTube shorts, man,
they teach you how to put the hammer down and get it out, get it done.
I was not prepared for how efficient you have to be in order to get down to 60 seconds.
It's one of those things where you think you know what you're doing, but you realize quick you don't. And you got to figure it the fuck out. So that was a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, we had a lot of fun at your birthday party last year.
We did.
I'm looking forward to this year's birthday party, and we're 7 months away. But this one here is a bottle that you still have roughly half of it left from the Big 50. So tell us about it. What do we got?
Writer's Tears has been on my radar for a long time, and I had just never gotten around to getting a bottle. But everyone that I've talked to that is a fan of Irish whiskey, everyone says you've got to try Writer's Tears. You got to try Writer's Tears. So I've had it on my list to get to for a while. So that's what
put it on your radar, was everybody's recommendations?
Yeah, just getting recommendations from everyone. Their standard offering is just a copper pot still Irish whiskey, and then they have a cask strength version of that. They've got a double oaked version of that. They've got a handful of other.
I'm surprised you didn't run out and get the double oaked.
Again, that one has been on my list. That's the one that I had planned on getting.
Okay.
Versus just their standard offering.
Okay.
Because the price difference between the two was marginal. I mean, it was, I think, $5-6 between the two of them. But my birthday party had all the friends over, and my good buddy Kyle gifted me this bottle of Writer's Tears limited edition Marsala Cask Finish, and which I had not even heard of. But my goodness, this thing I'm ready to get reacquainted with this.
Yeah, it blew us away at your party, and Kyle's a good dude. I've had the opportunity to meet him a few times now, and he's always cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah,
he's a cool dude.
This Writer's Tears, there is no age statement, and I think most of Writer's Tears are no age statement. It is an Irish whiskey. It is distilled by Middleton. More specifically, it is distilled by Walsh Whiskey, which is owned by Middleton.
Okay.
And it comes in at 90 proof, right there where we're always talking about.
Yeah, right where we like it. And with Irish whiskey, it's really no surprises at 90 proof.
Right.
Because I think tavern strength in the United States is probably not as fight worthy as an Irish tavern strength. I'm guessing 90 would be an average tavern strength for Ireland.
The thing that's cool about this, when talking about presentation, we always give a little bit higher marks and accolades to the bottles that come in the tubes or the box
or the box in the bag
or the wooden box.
Yeah, like the old Booker's thing.
Right, which makes sense. This actually does come in I've seen this on the shelf just by the bottle, and I've also seen it on the shelf in a box.
Okay.
It was gifted to me not in the box. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But just reviewing this and talking about it as just a bottle without having the box with us, there's so many cool things about this that I want to make a point to kind of point out. The main label on there, they have a WT cutout, real small at the very top corner of the label, which I think is super cool.
Looks like hole punched out.
Yeah,
right there on the edge.
So WT Writer's Tear. There's some like gold ink in the printing of this, which makes the lettering and everything stand out. The top on this, real cork, super nice hardwood top on there.
Now look at that little copper band there.
With a copper band and the copper medallion on the top of it.
That's a lot of attention to detail.
A lot of detail going on.
You're not even done. There's more.
In the glass, there is a drop lit shape, a teardrop. And the neck band is hand signed, and it's got the cask number, the bottle number, the proof, the chapter number. I need to do some research. This is chapter number 5.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that refers to, but just, again, cool detail. But then, the main label on this is across their other offerings, pretty standard type of a template. So nice branding across their entire family of products.
Like something you would see with High West.
Right.
Distillery labels.
But then down towards the bottom, it feels like it's an extra label placed on top of it because it's actually notched out so that it looks like it's separate, but it's not. But there is the Marsla cask finish information on there, and it says a unique expression bursting with flavor, married in hogsheads from the stunning Florio winery in Sicily to bring a delicate warmth and depth. Hogsheads, I guess, is a wine brand, Marsala wine brand, possibly.
Okay.
Complex, earthy notes, dried fruit, and candied ginger, apple, and spice. And then it's signed. So maybe that's something to look up. But, again, a lot of cool details in this bottle. It's not just a standard bottle. This, we talk about the bottles that are unique to the distiller. This is definitely one that they have made their own and have put a lot of attention in the details.
It says here on the interweb, we were talking about the hogsheads. The name Hogshead originally...
Hogsheads. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm dumb.
Oh, were you mispronouncing that?
I was.
You were
said
pulling a Jonathan.
Hogshead.
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 I thought you were just saying Hogshead. Whatever. So the name Hogshead originally derives from the 15th century English term hogshead. It's all spelled Old Englishy style, which referred to a unit of measurement equivalent to 63 gallons, considerably larger than a modern-day hogshead, which is officially 54 imperial gallons, a standard British brewing industry measure and barrel size.
So the hogshead is the Marsala cask barrel.
Yeah.
Okay. The more you know.
The more you know.
Thanks, Google.
Well, it looks cool. It's got a nice, light gold color to it. Ooh, it smells good on the nose.
It's not as bright of a gold as that Nepog Castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stuff glowed.
Yeah.
This doesn't really glow, but it's still pretty.
Maybe a little bit of a tarnished brass.
Who knows? Maybe.
Or brass rather than gold. A lot of sweetness on the nose.
Yeah, sweetness.
Some apple.
Yep, indicative of Irish whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some of that Marsala.
Yep.
On the nose that you can smell.
Some nice dried fruit.
Yep. Everything you love about an Irish whiskey, you're getting right here on the notes, plus a little bit more. It says here on your notes here, rich aroma of golden syrup, earthy notes, and dried fruits. Well, one, what is golden syrup? And two, earthy notes. Could you be any less specific? Does it smell like dirt? Does it smell like a gravel driveway? No, it doesn't smell like either one of those. Let's get some on the palate. So I don't know what they're using to build those hogshead casks, but it definitely tastes different. Mm-hmm. Now, here in KC, we're definitely used to having Oloroso, however you want to pronounce it, sherry casks, or Oloroso sherry added into it. This Marsala just tastes different. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know, a little more rich, but it's still plenty sweet that you're getting off of there, and I like it.
It says an exceptional limited edition marrying the taste of
how do you pronounce that? Hibernia
and Sicily in a unique expression, bursting with flavor, carefully finished in Marsala hogshead, not hogshed, from the stunning Florio winery.
Hogshead, baby.
From the stunning Florio winery in Sicily for an additional 12 months, so a whole extra year.
Yeah.
In those casks.
That's probably why it was no age statement. That's what was throwing me off with the no age statement. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how could that be when they have the barrel number and all the history right there on the neckband?
They know
exactly what it is. Yep. They're just not telling us.
Yep. This whiskey brings a delicate warmth and depth to the marriage of single pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, bottled at 45 ABV.
I think it's really good. It's plenty sweet. It's got lots going for it on the nose. That oaky wood kind of takes a back seat on your second and third pull.
Yeah.
And unlike most Irish whiskeys, this covers you in like a warm blanket of just golden honey flavor. Mm-hmm. That on the finish that might give you a little bit of bite down at the bottom part of your stomach tube, mm-hmm. but that just could be ulcers forming in our stomachs. Who knows?
The caramel, I feel like it materializes on the palate.
Absolutely.
I didn't really pick up any on the nose, but it definitely comes in with the apple.
And that honey sweet on the finish is it I don't know. It could be caramel. It could be caramel apple, mostly caramel. There on the finish. Well, yeah, your notes here on the palate say lingering notes of caramelized apple, nutty spices, and wildflower honey.
I just read the finish notes.
A sea-kissed finish straight from the Sicilian shores.
Yeah. So I was going to suggest that on the finish, I'm getting a little bit of a saltiness.
Yeah, a light brine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still picking up on a lot of the honey, a lot of the caramel on the finish, but yeah, maybe it's subliminal, but there is a brininess on the tongue, like on the tip of the tongue, towards the end of the finish. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's weird. I don't know why. It seems to have been why it rated so low, but I mean, hell. It's still a high rating. Really good.
Yeah, this is good. This definitely brings me back to warmer weather, sitting outside.
Yeah. A hot August night, a patio table with an umbrella over us, if I remember right.
Yep.
Getting kind of late. Not like past midnight late, but
good amount of people had already called it a night.
Yep.
Meanwhile, hang on, let me go get the flight of Glencairn glasses.
Yeah, there were still about 8 of us. You poured it for...
I poured 8.
For Mr. Carlo. He was like, no. You keep your good stuff. I just drink trash. I drink to get drunk. Don't give me the good stuff. Don't give me the good stuff. That's the best Carl I can come up with right now. Carl's a good dude.
We do have to have him on at some point.
I think it'd be like pulling teeth for Carl, because he's just not, he doesn't care about all the notes. He doesn't care about the history or,
I bet he would give us some rock tales.
That would be good. We need some more rock tales.
We do need
here.
more rock tales.
Yeah, I get so wrapped up in the review that I forget about the rock tales.
Yeah.
But I guess while we're on the subject of rock tales, you got any good Irish bands that you like, rock or metal, that you've seen?
I've always been a huge Dropkick
Right,
fan.
yeah. You said you've seen them. You brought your son.
Yep.
And almost got like on the
Dad, that dude got punched in the face.
on the outer edge of a mosh pit opening up. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. 90s pits, especially
Hit
early to
harder
mid.
than
Oh man.
they do these days.
Literally, they just punch you right in the fucking face.
And then,
holy shit.
And then everyone jumps back up with a smile on their face and back at it.
They might have a goose egg on their eyebrow, but it jumps right back up. No, I did not understand that. Fuck that. And then new metal comes out, and some of the fist fighting goes away, but it's a whole lot of push pits, and you're still fighting for your life in there, but it's not like Slayer, in the 90s, early 2000s, before everybody got old and tamed down a little bit. But yeah, good times. What about Thin Lizzy? You a fan of them?
A little bit.
I'm a little bit of a fan.
Not enough to really know their music. I know the handful of radio singles, but outside of that, I couldn't tell you much more about them. But yeah,
I've gone through their catalog, and anything you hear on the radio is pretty much everything else on their CDs or on their albums. It's all catchy, witty, funny.
Yeah.
Phil Lynott knew how to write a song, and he could play that bass like a motherfucker.
Yep. I'm also a fan of Flogging Mollies.
Flogging Mollies? How about you, too? Were you ever a fan of Sunday Bloody Sunday? And
I was a fan of Bloody Sunday.
Yeah. My boss, the guy that...
Joshua Tree.
That I got...
probably about where I kind of started losing interest.
I think Joshua Tree... Was it like 84, 83, something like that? Like early MTV days?
Mid-80s.
That was...
that was a great album.
That's where it started and stopped for me.
Yep.
Because anything after that, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
And by time, was it Acnu Baby or whatever?
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I remember if anybody had an Apple account of any kind, they automatically got... It was like a mandatory download of one of their albums.
Right.
Now listen to that.
People were pissed.
Yeah, they were pissed off. I'm like, you just got free music.
Don't give me free music, goddamn you! I didn't tell you I wanted it.
Golly, simmer down. But I listened to it.
All right, Karen.
I didn't really find anything special on that album. Nothing against them, but whatever gives them an excuse to tour again, so they can play those old classics for their hardcore fans.
And while we're talking about U2, did you see any of the clips or any of the footage from the end of this last year, the fall, in Vegas?
Yeah, that new structure.
The new Sphere.
Sphere, yeah.
U2 was the first concert that they had there.
Yeah.
Sold out. I think I remember reading it only holds like 1,800 or 18,000.
Yeah, it's not a particularly huge.
It's not a lot
building,
but it's a whole 360 experience, and yeah, it looks incredible. But yeah, good for them.
And it's just called Sphere. That's all it's called. Yeah.
So I had a work trip the middle of last summer and went out to visit some of our developers that live out in Vegas. And going down the highway, you can see this ginormous Sphere. The outside of it is covered in LEDs, and so they project a full 360 on the outside of it. So sometimes during basketball season, it's a giant basketball.
Okay.
At night, it's a giant moon that that actually has an orbit, a rotation on it. They need to, and I haven't seen any clips on there, which makes me believe that it hasn't happened yet. But they absolutely need to get the rights from George Lucas, and they need to turn it into the Death Star.
That would be so cool.
That would be so epic. People would be losing their fucking minds.
Especially if they did the fire, like when the laser points come together and it shoots out. If they had a laser that they could point probably at the sphere, because on the outside of the sphere, I don't know if you can point anything from it to another location.
Right.
But like... make it look to where it's
firing.
Yeah, it fired, like a bunch of fireworks go off on a building, and then like that building and this building, it's just like miscellaneous areas of fire getting destroyed. That would probably freak the public out, but for Star Wars nerds like myself, I'd be like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But it's incredible. And then seeing some of the footage on what it looks like on the inside, I just can't even fathom being at a concert in that place. It's so epic. But U2 was the first concert.
I can fathom it because I've seen the videos. I don't want to fathom it. I want to go there.
Yeah,
I want to swim those waters and see just how deep I can fathom. So I posted in the Kansas City Whiskey Guild about this the Writer's Tears Irish whiskey here, and I've got some input here. Nancy, the group admin and group expert, says I've tried the Writer's Tears. Very good. Brandon says, if you like Writer's Tears, check out the High and Wicked Wild Rover. Same distillery, but different finish / blend. Great stuff all around, and totally biased as I with H&W, but just saying. Brandon's been drinking. Brandon's had a couple.
So High and Wicked is another one that has been on my list for a while now. They have a lot of offerings. They've got ryes, they've got straight bourbons, they've also have a handful of their Irish whiskeys. Again, yeah, like you said, same distiller. Yep.
So they're doing all that over there.
Yeah. Well, they're a global brand.
Okay.
So
like Suntory.
They have distilleries over there. They also have, because in order to be bourbon, it has to be distilled and aged in the U.S.
Okay.
So they have multiple locations to accommodate that. But yeah, the High and Wicked is definitely on my radar and on my list.
Well, I mean, sounds good. Brandon seems to think it's a great idea. And if it's already on your radar, it's probably a better than great idea. But enough about them. We need to give it our assessment.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'll go first this time.
What you got on the nose?
On the nose, I gave it a 3.75, 3 3/4.
We flipped the script here.
Uh-oh. Did you give it a 4 1/4?
I gave it 4.5.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That wows me more than the nose on it did. The nose for me, it was good. On the upper side of good, it wasn't great. I wasn't wowed by it. I think there's something about the hot August air that really, opened up what it had to offer. That might have had something to do with it, but I don't know. Tonight, 3.75. It's not.
Okay.
It's not a 2.5. It's not anything lower than that. Thank fuck, because this is really good. On the palate, I gave it a 4.
I gave it 4 1/4.
4 1/4. Yeah. Once again, the palate, it bloomed with all these great different flavors. Everything that we said and everything here on the online notes says here, rich aroma of golden syrup, earthy notes, and dried fruits. We picked up on the dried fruits.
Yep.
Like maybe nectarine or apricot, something like that. And it was very good. Look how they spelled caramelized.
I did notice that.
How European. On the finish, I gave it 4 1/4.
I gave it a 4.
Okay, so you were wowed less by the finish than I was. On the finish, like you said, your brain kind of reverse engineering it. You thought you caught a little bit of the brininess of the salty, the sea salt. I wasn't sure I caught that, but it was definitely great because it had so much of the caramel, so much of the honey, so much of that stuff. And me being a big fan of super sweet things, that's why I've been with Jennifer for so long. That's why it got a pretty good mark for me. Bottle presentation, I gave it a 4. I could have probably gone to 4 1/4. It's a great bottle. It's a great bottle presentation. I'm interested to hear what you gave it.
I gave it 4.5.
4.5. Yeah, you were very, very interested here, like with the neck label, everything going on here with the parchment
and that
style.
That topper is just super cool.
It's worth a half a point by itself, isn't it? So
I mean, it's
I rated it too low. I know I did.
It's very reminiscent of that Tennessee or that Tennessee.
The Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. You know, it had a chrome or a silver band and medallion on the top of it, but same type of a style. Hardwood topper on there with the copper bronze band, and then the medallion on the top of it with their logo.
Mm-hmm. And I know you read this earlier, but it completely right over my head. You read the label here on the front. It says complex earthy notes. Again, that definition escapes me. Dried fruit and candied ginger, apple, and spice. Now, the candied ginger, upon reflection, I could probably pick up on that. Because I do eat candied ginger from time to time. It's a fat boy thing. Overall, I gave it an 8.
Mine came in at 8 5/8. 8.625.
All right. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I think we're not too far away from each other on this.
No, not at all.
So I wrote down here a great Irish whiskey to give to friends or to yourself. This 90 proof delight will have you coming back for a second pour. Mr.
Nice.
W2, do you have any closing thoughts on this?
I like it.
That works for me.
And it's a fantastic Irish whiskey.
It really is.
You know, it's
can't go
easy.
wrong with it.
It's easy drinking. Don't need an ice cube. Don't need any water. Don't need it mixed up in anything.
Yep.
Although I think that would be
It needs to be
pretty
mixed
amazing.
up with good company.
Mixed with good company. That's all it needs.
I'll write that down. Mix well with good company. Exclamation mark. Yeah, mix well with good company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, I think. So, thank you, dear listener, for listening to this episode and all the other episodes that you do of the Savor the Burn podcast. We're definitely happy that you guys tune in and you subscribe on all the things and you leave us comments and send us messages and emails. I guess I should drop the email. Send us an email, info@savortheburn.com. If you have an Irish whiskey that you think we need to try, definitely send us some information on that. You can also slide in the DMs of any of our socials. You can post it directly to the pages, I think, or in any of our comments. But preferred, go ahead and send it to info@savortheburn.com or to us personally, Jonathan @savortheburn.com or W2 @savortheburn.com. And as always, no matter who you are, where you are, who you're drinking Writer's Tears with or not, always remember, keep on
burning.